This is going to be the first video, intro video to a series that we're going to start and show you how we manage our hives through an entire season. All the steps that we do throughout the year to keep our hives going and produce the results and production that we're looking for. We manage our hives mostly in single brood boxes throughout the whole season primarily. We manage for early build up. We sell a lot of nucs, so we manage for an early build up, but also for honey production. And that combination works out well for us for swarm prevention and also good honey production. And we also take some steps to produce a lot of extra drawn comb through the year that we'll hold on to and use for various purposes through the year. We're located in central Alabama, and the timing of our management suited for our area. You'll have to adjust your timing of these steps accordingly depending on your weather. Our honey flow will start in first, second week of April, and it'll be over with by July, completely over with. We'll pull our honey supers in July, strip them off. We strip all the honey off, and typically most years we'll start immediately feeding right then at that time. You can adjust your management a little bit to feed less if you want to leave some honey on. That's another way you can adjust depending on how you want to feed, how little or how much that you want to feed. For our early build up that we manage for, if you don't want early build up like that, you just hold off on feeding and wait a little later in the year. You just have to manipulate these different steps to accommodate the style that you want to use. Each year is going to be a little bit different depending on the weather. We'll adjust our schedule a little bit. May start a week or so early some years, or a week or two later some years. And you just always have to be ready to adjust on the fly depending on those conditions. Your bees will tell you kind of what's going on. You can just have to keep an eye on the weather, and mainly in the early part of the year, depending on the temperatures and the resources that's coming in as they adjust from year to year. For a reference of our time, and our honey flow usually begins in that first or second week of April. So just adjust your timing according to that, and it's just a good baseline for you to follow. We use these double screen boards that you see on these colonies here. We use them a lot throughout the year, and you'll see that in a lot of videos. They're a really good resource to have. It's a tool that we incorporate a lot. Primarily, our biggest use for them is we make fall splits over these double screen boards. These splits come from the colony below. It allows us to make a late split, and it allows us to overwinter a much smaller colony than you could typically overwinter, because you put them above a stronger colony, and they share that heat through the screen from that colony below, and it really helps them to stay strong and make it well through the winter time. We keep a large number of 5-frame nucs as another part of our management. We keep a lot of them all year long. We use them for a lot of different things. We use them to requeen hives with. We have aging queens at some point in the year. We'll take and swap that queen out. We'll kill that older queen and requeen that hive immediately with a 5-frame nuc. We'll go over that a little bit later on. We'll also, anytime we find a queen that's failing or underperforming, we'll do the same thing, requeen it with a 5-frame nuc. Also, we'll anytime we find a dead out, we'll pull 5 empty frames out of that dead out box and place a 5-frame nuc right in its place to fill that spot back up. And we also use them for resource hives. We'll take a weaker colony and we'll pull some brood frames with the bees out of that 5-frame nuc, place it into that colony to boost them up a little bit. And sometimes once the flow's going on, once it's started good, we want to boost the population even in an already strong hive. We'll pull some frames of brooding bees out and put it into that hive and really grow that population up big to make more honey. And that's kind of the baseline. We're going to start this series in the early spring, early build up. We're going to go all the way through the season, end with our fall preparations. So next series is next video in this series, we'll start right off at the beginning of the year with our build up, how we kind of manipulate the bees to start an earlier build up right at the beginning of the year. If you want to be notified of these videos when the next one comes out, you'll receive a notification if you go down and subscribe to this channel. Click on the bell icon down below. You'll click on it and then click all notifications. Turn on all the notifications. You'll receive a notification as soon as the next video comes out. I'm Brad Kelly with Chilton Bee Company. Thank you for watching.